What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So today I want to answer a question that I got on my Instagram page. This is what gives me the inspiration to do my videos because I want to help as many people as possible. So when I get questions on Instagram, sometimes I'll just answer them straight away, give a short answer if I can, or I'll go in depth like I'm going to go today. So before I get into the video, please make sure you've subscribed. If you haven't already, it does help me grow the channel. Drop it a like if you find it interesting and you've took some value from it. And as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Pop them below or just DM me on Instagram. My handle is @SamStackFit. Okay, so the question, I'm going to read the question out. Hi Sam, I'm currently training 4 times per week, doing 20 minutes cardio after my workouts, and I'm doing 10,000 steps every day. I'm stuck and I need to get abs in 1 month. Any advice? Thanks. And I'm eating around 1900 calories per day. Okay, so in a nutshell, you want to get 6-pack abs in 30 days. First off, this is not going to happen if you are way out of shape. If you're carrying a lot of body fat, it's going to take a lot longer than 30 days to get 6-pack. But it all depends on where you're at right now. Now, I'm not someone that goes by body fat percentages because you can be a low body fat percentage and your abs are still not showing. So if I was to explain that a little bit, when I done my bodybuilding show, I know I talk about my bodybuilding shows a lot, reminiscing. When I done my first bodybuilding show, when I got really shredded for the first time in 2014, I didn't actually have a 6-pack. I was honestly shredded to the bone. I'll show some pictures up here. But my abs were just underdeveloped. And it wasn't necessarily because I didn't train them, because I did train them a lot. And you can always train them more. It's one of those muscle groups that we avoid training when we're in a gaining phase because we're not actually revealing the abs. But when you train your abs in the gaining phase, that's when you're going to build better abs. When you're cutting, yes, it's still important to do abs, but you're not necessarily going to grow them. So I was doing abs, but genetically, the way my muscles are on my body, my abs weren't showing, the lower abs. So even though there was very little body fat, I only had a 4-pack. So this is something to consider when looking at your physique and wanting a 6-pack. Sometimes you might not have 6-pack abs developed underneath. But if you're someone that wants to get lean and at least reveal the 4, or you have good developed abs, then it really is a case of dialing in absolutely everything you can. If you're stuck right now at what you're doing, it means you've plateaued. And if you want to get as lean as possible in the next 30 days for whatever reason, a photo shoot, a holiday, there's nothing wrong with having a target like that. But you have to be honest with yourself. Are you doing everything you can to get there? So first off, look at your nutrition. Because if you're consuming 1900 calories per day, is that a true 1900 or are you estimating? If you're tracking using MyFitnessPal, great, but are you making sure that it's dialed in? If you're having food at restaurants, if you're having food at friends' houses or your parents or wherever, sometimes it can be a lot more than you think. So dial this in. I'm not necessarily going to say drop the calories because if you follow me, you know that I'm a big component of energy expenditure first. Get as much energy expenditure out before you start lowering the calories. So I would then look at, once you've dialed in your nutrition and you know that you're definitely consuming 1900 calories. And again, haven't got a lot of context here because I don't know what your body weight is. I don't know what you look like. But I can still give you a kind of what I would prescribe based on what you've given me. So you're consuming 1900 calories. Now let's look at your expenditure. Okay, you're doing 10,000 steps per day. you're doing 20 minutes cardio after your workouts, and you're doing 4 training sessions per week, there's more that you can be doing. So it's really a case of upping the amount of energy expenditure you're doing, and this can come from more cardio or more steps. I wouldn't add in extra training sessions. 4 is enough, as long as you're still keeping your strength as high as possible. I would add a little bit more cardio in. Take it up to 30 minutes. Take it up to 40 minutes. It might seem like a lot, but the reality is your body is stuck where it just doesn't want to lose anymore. Your body's adapted. So you have to push past that and create that deficit. So up the cardio, make sure everything else is on point. Your nutrition, your training, your amount of steps that you're doing, and then you will see a movement. And then it's a case of, right, once you've made that change, make a note of it, weigh yourself the next week, see how much you've lost. And then if you've only got a month, it's a case of, right, if you was to start now, you've sent me this message yesterday, so you need to get onto this straight away, see what change you've made in that week, and then it's kind of eyeballing how much you think you've got. It's very hard to tell. You know, even with my clients sometimes, they might say to me, you know, how much more body fat do you think I've got to come off before I get abs? And it's very hard to tell because, like I said, some people hold body fat around their midsection a lot more than other areas. Some people hold it less. I've got a friend that's got abs when he's 30, 40 pounds over like bodybuilding stage weight. Whereas some people's abs disappear after like 7 pounds of on top of their leanest. So this is, again, something that you have to consider. So once you've kind of estimated how much you've got to lose, and then it's a case of assuming that once you've added that extra cardio or expenditure, the body will kind of adapt quicker. So it's anticipating that you might have to do more the following week. Again, if you've got a strict target, like a month left, where obviously you want to get abs for a holiday or a photo shoot, you really want to ramp it up and understand that it's going to be hard. Your energy is going to drop. This is where you have to embrace the suck. You have to dig deep. You're going to be hungry. But if you want those abs, you're going to have to give it your all. It's not going to be easy. Again, this is kind of an extreme case where you really want to hit that target. You haven't got a lot of time. And it is possible. It is possible to get a six-pack in 30 days, depending on where you're at. But, I mean, you can lose 15 pounds in a month. I mean, it is possible, but it comes with its downsides. And that is loss of strength, muscle, hunger, energy, etc. But you've got to really dig deep. I don't recommend that. And I'm sure that you don't have to lose 15 pounds. But you may only need to lose 10 pounds, which is realistic. 2.5 pounds per week. Up that energy expenditure, which is your steps. If you've got time, take it to 12,000 steps, 15,000 steps. It is going to be a little bit more time in your day. Or you can up the cardio. And again, don't move the food until you really need to. Don't change the food until you're doing 40 minutes cardio every single day. I know that seems a lot, but for extreme results, you need to do extreme things, okay? So it's really a case of doing more, but understanding that this isn't forever. A lot of people get scared that they have to do this much work to get the abs and feel that they have to maintain that level of energy output and energy in forever to keep the abs. Now it's a completely different case, because once you've got the abs, then it's transitioning, doing a reverse diet out where you're upping your calories, lowering your energy expenditure, and still keeping as lean as possible. But that will be another video that I'll talk about. If you want me to go into a video where I'm talking about transitioning from a cut to a gaining phase, just give me a like. If I get more than 10 likes on this video, I'll do a video on that, okay? So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I do with my clients. I make sure that if they've got targets, we have to ramp it up. I obviously make sure that I'm not putting them in the ground, because there's nothing worse than eating absolutely nothing and feeling dead, unless you're doing a bodybuilding show, unless you're doing a photo shoot where, you know, it means a lot to you. There's no point in killing yourself, you know, because I know what it's like. I've gone through it before. But if you're just trying to get abs for a holiday, you know, you can ramp it up for that last month, and you can get a six pack, okay? So I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. Again, like I said, any questions you guys have got, hit me up on Instagram, because that's the best place where I can answer them, or I can do videos on it like this, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Make sure you subscribe as always, and I'll see you in the next video.